Good evening, everybody. Joining me tonight is Men's Headcoach Almir Zeco. Og jeg skal jo prøve at snakke så godt engelsk, jeg nu kan. And Almir, first of all, you guys are going to play in the Pro B, in the league this year. And the first question I want to ask you is the team this season compared to last season.
It's not easy to compare teams, even that we have a lot of players basically who were there last year, but some changes, some small injuries. I think the team this year should be stronger. We signed one big Australian guy, Louis Timms, who should help us inside, and we have group of guys who were there main group of guys who were there last year, so it should be some kind of continuation process of last year and development. Couple of new young guys who should fight for their space there, so basically we expect Pro B to be some kind of learning process for them, for the players individually, for the team, and only what we expect is to develop, to go forward and try to fight and then develop individually and as team.
And you also changed your coaching staff a little bit because you have some new coaches to help you out. You're still the head coach, and you have a playing assistant coach, Rob Fields, and you have a return player, Nicholas Picnic, and then this last coach who's going to help you out is Nicholas Barfoot. Can you tell us about your coaching staff?
Yes, actually, I was hoping that Otis Lloyd, who was my assistant coach last year and also previously in Wolfpack, that he will stay with us, but because of some private reasons and because of probably 40 years of doing this job, he feels a little bit tired. And he said that he would like to take some break. I decided to go with some different coaching stuff. And of course, if he couldn't get somebody with experience who can really help the players individually and give them some feedback and everything, I decided to go with young, ambitious coaches. And of course, the best situation for us is to get the coaches who are BKA Mens people, let's say like that. So Nicholas is the player that I had a chance to work with in AMA. Nicholas is also the same. Rob Fields has some new role that he's going to be. Basically, he will be the player, but also the guy who can give feedback and help support young players, help them on different ways on and off the court. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. As I said, the most important that they are ambitious, they are motivated, and they will really try to do the best for the club and for these young players to help them to develop.
And a big concern for a lot of people here in BKA Mens, we don't know how tough it is and how bad the situation is, but it seems like you have some injury problems for the players. You have like the new guy, Louis Timms, sitting out, and Jakob Knudsen, Andreas Højer. Are they going to be ready at some point?
This season will be tough for us. We tour without them, to be honest. So we are new in this, and our starting position, we are underdogs. Let's say that the easiest way to say that we are underdogs against anyone in the league. We had a chance to move this team to the league last summer, and we decided that it's just better to give them one more year of development and everything. But when you see, reality says that we have 2 or 3 players who had a little bit of experience in the league. We have Rob, it was experience for 5 or 6 years ago, Nikita Mjidi, and Andreas Højer that you already mentioned. But in general, these guys were playing first division, and we are going to a completely different world. League, everything is faster, everything is stronger, so we have to be ready for that, and our adaptation can take a couple of games or more than 10 games, and we will see it. It will be tough, especially in the beginning. Yes, you are right about injuries. Jakob has some injury that he had like for 2 years ago in Stenhus. It's about shoulder. He had that surgery, but this summer he was using summer just to recover without surgery, and I hope to have him back like in 2 or 3 weeks in full capacity. Louis is healthy. He's the guy who had some small problems with knee, but his doctor specialist from Australia told him that it's better for him if he avoid contact until end of August. So he's there, and he will be ready already for first games. Andreas Højer is the guy who had hip surgery. And that's something what he had problem with one hip like 3-4 years ago, and this summer when he was in weightlifting room, he just felt something on the other side. He went to the doctor, and they said that he has to do surgery, but information from today is directly from Andreas, everything is fine, and now he's coming to process of rehabilitation, and we probably expect him somewhere in January.
You have a very special playing style, which I admire a lot, because you involve a lot of people when you're playing. You're not playing a team with one superstar and everybody has to follow this superstar. But you also have a lot of young players which has played a lot, like you have Jonathan Klusman and you have Kragenbusch. And now you're playing with the big boys or the big teams. Do you think you can keep up this playing style?
I have to. I don't have a lot of choice. First of all, in this team we don't have superstar, and second, we agreed, board and me as sports chef and head coach, we agreed that this is development, and we are trying to get this, to put these guys some kind of challenge when they can learn more and they can get some experience to become better players and to become better team. If we want players to develop, of course. My style is like that. They have to do that ordinary part of basketball, which will say that they have to play defense, they have to run the floor, they have to communicate on the court, they have to protect defensive rebound, they have to be aggressive on offensive rebound and all this. And when it comes to offense, of course, I mean, I really don't understand how you can develop the player if you if you tell him like, you cannot shoot when you are open. Of course they can shoot. Of course they have to shoot, and then of course that's part of the game. They have to share the ball and play in the best position that he has to take the shot. As I said, I'm trying to build a team. We are going without superstars, but we are trying to really to develop a team to get them to, as I said, to share the ball and to find the player in the best possible situation. And that's all. I mean, it has to be, they have to take some responsibilities, and that part, I will always insist on this, my part, ordinary part of basketball, and give them, of course, we have offensive concept, but of course they will have some kind of freedom that they can use their strong sides and try to score in that way.
Yes, and Almir, you're from Bosnia.
Yes.
And you've been in Denmark for, is it like 8-10 years?
10 years.
And you have a really big degree for basketball coaching, a diploma like not a lot of coaches has, which you have taken on the university. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm from Sarajevo, from Bosnia. Basketball is part of culture in our country. After football, second biggest sport is basketball. I was playing myself until age of 21, playing in my home city. After that, move on for one club in like 10 kilometers out of the city, being part of the team who moved up to the best Bosnian league and decided to quit playing and go to school in age of 21. And didn't really count that basketball will be something that it will be my occupation in my life. But after 1 year or something like that, they called me back and asked me to help to be leader of youth program in the team and help a little bit with men's team. And basically it was one season when I understood that actually it's something what is really interesting to me. And in this, I don't think it's only in Bosnia, of course, in all Balkan countries and some other countries where basketball is big sport, you have opportunity to go to university and get that diploma as basketball coach. It takes 3 years on university, and basically I decided to go there. Took 3 years of my life, and of course learned a lot about all these segments of basketball game, and of course tried also to get new knowledge about basketball by listening really big, really good coaches, the best European coaches, some clinics, and then decided to go after this being basketball coach. And I can say that now I think that it's 18th season in a row without stop that I'm coaching. So
that's amazing. And Almir, this is not the first time you've been to BKA, because if I remember correctly, it was 2009-2010 season you were coaching here in BKA. Was it the U18?
Yes, it was my first season when I came to Denmark. I had contact with some clubs, but basically I agreed with Tama. I took U18 team, and basically it wasn't really good team, but we played they call it Landsdekkene now. It was best league in Denmark. We didn't win a lot, of course, that year, but players developed, team developed during the season, and basically I have one player who is still member of the team. Christian Bulo was member of that team when I came to Denmark, and he is again here. And my connection with Tama is always there. You know, when I was coaching Sisu, it was 1 year I was coming here helping with some individual sessions. 1 year I had basically contract with Sisu, and it says that I can work with Tama, and I was helping Jon Nielsen with his under 18 team. So every summer was some communication between me and Amma, some kind of secret connection. Not secret connection, it was connection. They wanted me to come back, and then I really feel nice here. I feel like part of the family, and honestly, this is my second try to be in Amma. This is my third year now already, and then I'm satisfied. I think that things are going well.
Yeah, because that was my next question. You went to Sisu for, was it 5 years, where you had the men's team, and you also had the U20 boys at the same time.
Yeah. It was period after my first year in Amma. I moved to Sisu from season 2010-2011. And yes, I was there for 5 years, taking care of men's team and under 20 team. We were solid, good, position 4-5. Always in standing in basket league. At the same time, under 20 national team. Under 20 team won 2 times Danish championship, and I think that it was good connection. I was that kind of, under 20 team was filter for the players coming to men's team, and we had really good core of Danish players there, with always 2 Americans who were helping in men's team, and I think that, that U20, under 20 league was pretty good in that period, and I think that it was something what was important for the players who are transferring from under 18 or under 19 to men's basketball, to have 1 or 2 years extra to play on this young senior level. And as I said, I used that under 20 competition to get new players for the men's team. At the same time, when I was in Sisu, it was also 3 years with national team, and I was assistant coach in men's senior national team, and also under 23 and under 20.
Was that the national team for Denmark?
Danish national team, of course. I was head coach for under 20, under 23. Under 23 team was playing only some practice game, but under 20 national team, basically in 3 years, we were winning 2 times Nordic championship, and it was third time. It was third place, and a lot of players who are now members of national team were basically there, going through that under 20 national team, then these Nordic championships, and it was nice experience, and I think that it was good period of my life, and also new experience for me with national team and players, and I really tried to help them to develop as much as possible.
And today, at the age of, now I have to be careful with a man's age, but you're 40 today?
41.
41, and you played only till you were 21 because of an injury, is that true?
It wasn't really main reason for me to stop, but basically, it was, you have to understand that in my period, in my childhood, from year of 14 to 18, it was war in Bosnia, and it was really difficult situation, and everyone was trying to get some other way to basically to put his life on right place, and I just decided to go to school and to go in some other direction, and I said that accidentally I came back to basketball, but obviously it's always best things happened accidentally, so accidentally I came back to basketball.
And what is the big difference? Like we talked to Ina Visu about the difference between American basketball and Danish basketball. What are the difference between the Bosnian basketball and the Danish basketball?
Pressure. It's
pressure.
It's always pressure. I mean, Balkan people, they have always that kind of pressure, and every game, losing the game, it's like big deal, and everything is question of life and death, and we are really different. Nobody likes to lose, but this is really specific, and of course there is a lot more people watching the games, and all these Balkan countries, and basketball is just more serious. They are practicing, young players are practicing 2 times per day and everything, so it's just more serious.
And Almir, as you know, because you're not only the basketball coach for the men's in BKA, you're also the sports chief. So we two have been talking a lot, and I'm coaching the U11. And a little funny question to you here is, some of my girls, only 9 years old, they have noticed that during the games you're walking a lot around. You walk and you walk and you walk, and sometimes it seems like you're talking. But are you talking to yourself? Or are you saying something to yourself? Do you have some kind of secret like Karl Malone when he was shooting 3 throws? What is going on?
No, I know that I walk a lot, and I never sit during the game. No question which kind of game is that on, plus 30 or minus 30, I just don't sit. I'm always staying.
But you're walking down to the corner, yes. And then you walk all the way up again, and and sometimes you look at me if I'm sitting there, and it looks like you have something to say.
And I communicate a lot with my bench. with my assistant coaches, talking to the players who are not in the game to follow some specific situations, so preparing them when they come in, what to expect and how to expect, and that's just part of probably habit that I cannot and I don't want to avoid. I think it's just normal to walk around and talk to my bench, and still, as long as I can keep focus on the game, of course.
You're a very active coach. And one of the last questions, Almir, a very direct question. Your expectations to the team this year in the league? We are playing Bakken Bears, we're playing Horsens, Næstved, Svendborg. We have a lot of great teams coming here to this gym. What are your expectations to this team this season?
To compete as much as possible, to learn as much as possible. As I said, to develop players individually, to develop the team, to give them new experience, and trying to keep the team for the future and being more competitive next season and season after. So if somebody expects that I will promise that we will win some games or lose some games, I will not do it, but I can promise that we will do our best every day at practice and every day at the game to try to do our best. Our best can be plus 20 or minus 20, I don't know now, but as I said, these guys will work hard and try really to give everything they have for the club and for their individual improvement.
Yeah, and Almir, you have been to Denmark, so you've been in Denmark for so long, so here at the end, der kan jeg sagtens snakke dansk, fordi Almir forstår faktisk også dansk. Og der vil vi jo virkelig indbyde folk til at komme i hallen, støtte det her BKA hold, som får nogle meget svære kampe, fordi det er jo endnu sjovere, hvis vi kan proppe hallen, ligesom vi gjorde med DM-finalerne for damerne. Det er bare sjovere at være i hallen, så vi vil jo rigtig gerne se folk i hallen, måske med en BKA t-shirt eller et eller andet. Og det næste interview, jeg vil lave, det er ved at prøve at fange dametræneren fra sidste år, Lars Klusmann, og høre, hvad han har at sige. Og så vil jeg sige til dig, Almir, tusind tak, fordi du gad at stille op til det her.
Det var så lidt, og jeg vil gerne invitere alle mennesker, alle folk, der elsker BKA til at komme og se kampene. Vi vil spille nogle store hold i år, og det er meget vigtigt, at disse unge spillere kan føle, at de har support. De har den support fra mennesker i hallen, så kom og support os. That's the best what you can do.
Det håber jeg, vi vil gøre, og tusind tak. Og du har jo nok et hold, du skal ned og træne nu. Det er godt. Tak.